Hey guys, this is Unemployed Zoomer. We've got so looking up essentially what do you do without a car? And the no car, no job paradox popped up very quickly. What this is if you have no car, you can't get a job. But if you don't have a job, you can't get a car. See, it's like a catch 22 or whatever. So I quickly ran into this problem when I entered the workforce, and many people I know have been in this paradox for over 20 years. They have constantly attempted to get a vehicle, but also don't make enough to do it. So let's say they do find a way to get to work, which is inconsistent at best. Because, well, here's the backstory. If you know anything about Republican states, the benefits, the system's very slim. They don't really believe in public transportation either. They don't think that's necessary. In a lot of cases, they think you should just have your own car. So, as a poor person, I know all about this. Let's say you're walking to work or you get rides. Okay, that's inconsistent. That's no guarantee you're going to get to work, right? You've got two options when you don't have a car: walk or get a ride. Walking, surprisingly, more guaranteed because you could pick yourself up and walk. Rides are nice, though, during inclement weather and whatnot, and being on time. Which even sometimes then you're not going to be on time. And jobs want you to be on time. They want you to be there early and not getting paid. So this is the chronic problem people I know have, and I had, where I had a job, but I was getting rides, and the job paid $8 an hour. And what am I supposed to do? How am I ever supposed to get a car? It's not possible. You cannot get a car on $8 an hour. You can't even afford a bike. And I was on here looking up solutions, and I've seen these before, and there just aren't any solutions. The people in the comments say, well, like this guy down here, well, I did it for, however many years, and well, I'd walk for days on end to go to work. Yeah, okay. I bet you did. Nobody's gonna do this. Nobody can do this. It's not realistic. We need more public transportation. Free, not affordable, free. Poor people can't afford a $3 ride. $3 there and back, that's $6. Minimum wage job, they made $50 that day. You cannot have a $6 expense when you're only making $50 a day. I know people who make less, $40 a day. They can't afford a $10 bus ride. Not gonna happen. People can't afford it. It uh, People cannot do this anymore. You've got the wages are too low to ever own a car. A good car is about 10 grand, realistically, and that car's not a new car. That car's used, and everybody knows what comes along with a used vehicle: maintenance, repairs, tires, the works. And if you're poor, you get a flat tire, you might as well say goodbye to the car because you're making a car payment, and the tires, what? Tires are about $200 a pop. It's over. You don't have $10 to your name. If you somehow, in this terrible world, this terrible economy we live in, manage to get a car somehow, your credit was good enough, that's another problem. Or, you went to some sketchy payday, a buy here, pay here deal. If you somehow manage to get a vehicle, you're overextended. You can't even afford that car. If you go a little too hard on the gas pedal, you're not going to have enough gas to stretch you to next payday. But, if there's a nail in the road or something, your tire goes out, game over. You're paying on a car you no longer could use because you're never coming up with $200 to get that tire fixed, which that's temporary, or a new tire. It's not happening. And people laugh at this stuff. I hear Republicans and, the wealthy, middle class, even middle class, they laugh at poor people when they hear stuff like this. They say, well, what do you mean you can't afford a tire? Just go get a tire. And it's like, dude, I haven't eaten in 2 days. Dude, rent's not getting paid this month. I didn't get enough hours in my minimum wage job. So when poor people explain this to people with wealth or even moderate wealth, like a middle class, because they don't understand these problems. Something as simple as a flat tire takes you out of the game. You're no longer getting to work anymore. You lost your job. You're back to homelessness. One nail in the road just made you homeless. Because, and what do people with wealth say? Middle class, they say, "What do you mean you're buying a car that's 10 grand? Why? Why are you financing a car 10 grand at 20% interest rate?" Well, that's all they can get. They say, "Oh, just go buy it cash." Cash. Poor people don't even make 10 grand a year. How are they supposed to? And this is the problem: the disconnect. The disconnect with people with wealth. They don't understand the problems because they started their life off already with a brand new car. Their brand new car was already paid for. They got a brand new car when they were 15 or 16, when they got their permit. They didn't have their license yet. They had a brand new vehicle. By the time they're 18, they're already on their second brand new car. Daddy traded it in for a brand new Beamer or Audi or Mercedes. Yep. Middle class, maybe it's not that nice of a car. It's probably a brand new Civic or Accord or, a Toyota Camry, brand new. So people who start off not below zero, like poor people, they don't understand these problems. Because when you start off with everything paid for, you have the option to save money for disaster. And disaster will come. We live on planet Earth and a lot of bad things happen here. A lot of them. So when you start off below zero with nothing, actually, a lot of poor people start off in debt. They're starting way below zero. And people just don't understand. They don't get it. They don't get it. They When you tell them about the tire or maintenance, you need an oil change, well, you can't afford it. Well, now your car's engine's going to blow up at some point, and you definitely can't afford a $3,000, $4,000 engine on your $5,000 car. So now your car's scrapped. And this is just the problem. And it is mandatory. And you can forget about car insurance. Oh, that's another one I hear people say. Well, I hope you're insured. What? It's rent or car insurance. And I'm going to tell you which one 99% chance people are going to pick. Rent. Food. Basic necessities. You got middle class people saying, well, if you can't afford insurance, you can't afford to drive. You're right. We can't. But y'all set it up where we can't do anything else without a car. No bike lanes. No sidewalks. Distances too far. Housing not near the jobs. No jobs at all. It's just this endless, you're getting beat up. You already start off down and they're just jumping you. You've got rich people stomping on your skull. Middle class people laughing at you as they humiliate you. This is the system we live in. And people wonder why poor people never get ahead. Never. There's no way to get ahead. They can't get to work. If they can get to work, it costs them money. So now they're broke again. Or if it doesn't cost them money and they somehow can get to work, well, guess what? The job doesn't pay anything. And it's just this endless. It all comes down to wages are too low. And this comes back to the no car, no job paradox. You're not getting a car without a job, and you're not getting a job without a car. I've had basic jobs ask me, "Do you have a car?" And when I tell them, I don't know what do I supposed to say? Because if I say no, well, I'm not getting the job. If I say yeah, well, I'm not getting to work. So what am I supposed to do? And then I hear these useless comments here. Useless. Look at this. My solution was ride a bicycle. Okay, buddy. And this is what I'm talking about, this disconnect. There's this conservative mindset where it's just there's a simple solution. Oh, you're homeless? Go buy a house. You can't get to work? Okay, go buy a car. And this is this disconnect from reality. They see everything as in this simple solution. Oh, you can't afford car repairs. Oh, just go to work more, make more money. Oh, but what if the job doesn't pay anything? Oh, that's your fault. Yep. So they don't care. They don't care. No help is coming. That's what this all comes down to. No help is coming to poor people. Nothing good is going to happen. Nothing good can happen because you've got rich people patronizing everybody, middle class people, well, no, it's rich people laughing at everybody, middle class people patronizing everybody. Because you've got middle class people saying, well, I did it. Why don't you? But they started off with a car, an apartment, rent free. They start off with food in their fridge. And people just don't understand when you start off from below zero, you're not getting ahead. It's harder and harder. Oh, you live 6 miles from town? Because that's how they set up the town? Well, because that's where the only affordable housing is in the middle of nowhere? Well, that's your fault. Go work at a mom and pop shop, is what they tell you. Okay, well, those are too far away and they pay minimum wage. Well, they say you need to cut your expenses. There's always some reason they have where it's your fault. It's always your fault. Because guess what? Rugged individualism. That's their mindset. Everything's your fault. There's nothing the system did wrong to you. That's how they believe. And you're supposed to just pick yourself up by your bootstraps. And this is the United States. Middle class people patronizing you with the smirk comments. Oh, just go get a car. Oh, just go get a better job. Oh, just go put food in your fridge. Then you've got rich people saying, well, the capitalism, the economic system's perfect. Yeah, clowns everywhere. People with privilege keeping us down. And half of America's poor. But problem is the other half, they're doing okay. So, and they're in charge. So what are we supposed to do? Nothing. We're screwed. No help is coming. That's all I got.